There was another disease pattern that in Denmark, in spite of their food being fat from seal and fatty fish, they had a far lower incidence of coronary heart disease. How come? And that was the initiation of our studies. How come? We have to go and find out, my chief, Dr. Bang, said. And what we did was we managed to collect some $5,000 and for 3 persons to go up to a small district up on top of the west coast of Greenland, the Islåsvit Island, or in English, the unknown island, on Ubekendt Island in Danish, the unknown island where a small settlement was situated. Here you see the settlement of Islåsvit on this bare land at the mountainside. Some 200 people lived and some 900 huskies lived. And during winter times, they were sledging. And of course, for a young person, a young doctor like me, to go up there, it was great science. But it truly was great experience. I mean, this was 80% of it at that time, going up there, sitting on a dog sledge, looking at the rear end of a pack of huskies, dragging us over the ice, 3 feet thick ice, some 80 miles out to the island of Islåsvit, or in summer times, taking it by boat. Here I just show a picture of the 2 of us that did it. My chief, Dr. Bang, who has passed away now since many years, myself, the young doctor, and our dog sledge driver, Jonas, on our tour out to Islåsvit to find out what is going on out there because of the low incidences of heart disease. Here you see the happy guy on the tour. We did it in summer times too. In this lovely area. In summer times, the ice is just floating. In the winter, it's frozen in the sea, but it's just the same. Here we're sitting smoking. We did smoke at that time. That's many years ago. But what we did was we went out to the settlements and we collected blood. And then we spun the blood, which was me driving a hand centrifuge, one of the most dangerous jobs I've ever done because they're swinging around these glasses with a tremendous speed and it's exceedingly tiresome. But today I wouldn't have been allowed to do that, but there's no electricity, so there were no way except for that. We collected the blood and then we went down either to the sledge or to the boat, the 2 expeditions, the 2 first expeditions, and sailed down to Uummannaq, where we could do our lipoprotein analysis. I had made a new method of quantifying lipoproteins in blood, and that we did on the lab in Uummannaq. We got the idea that maybe from icosapentaenoic acid there could be generated prostaglandins that were more antithrombogenic. That could be the additional explanation, so we thought, and that meant that they must have a bleeding tendency. So we went up there again to examine bleeding tendency, which we did rather simply but by having young Eskimo kids sitting in the snow and kicking them in their face. and measuring the bleeding time. The sad face of the boy is that I've just had the interpreter to tell him that we always do double determinations. No, we of course did proper IV cutaneous bleeding time at an intake of 14 grams EPA per day. These are outlaws because this is not allowed according to what I heard from FDI yesterday. The maximum intake should be 2 grams. But these outlaws up there, they just ate 14 grams a day compared to half the amount or third amount of omega-6 and had equal amount of arachidonic and icosapentaenoic acid in their blood platelets and a bleeding time the double nearly of the Danes.